Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. I just want to mention a women's fight, 8-rounder, that was on the undercard of Devin Haney against Regis Prograis. It was between a young Brazilian fighter. Actually, she's not that young, she's 31 now, but I think she's really, really good. And she's sort of flitting between the professional and the amateur game because she wants to go to the Olympics. So as a result, she turned pro. Her name's Beatriz Ferreira from Brazil, and she turned pro in November 2022. And this was her fourth fight against a lady called Destiny Jones. Destiny Jones, 25 years old, from Austin, Texas. Nowhere near as naturally skilled as Ferreira, but she came with a lot of ambition, And in actual fact, she even managed to cut Beatriz Ferreira in, I think, the fifth round. Now, they said it was an accidental headbutt, but it looked to me like a sort of slash-in right hand that clipped Ferreira and cut her. And for the first time, I would say that, that Ferreira had a little miniature crisis to come through. Because if you've seen Ferreira before, she's extremely skillful, very, very aggressive. Even when she's boxing on the back foot, she's very aggressive in that her counter punches have a lot of meat on them. She's not there to score points, even though she's still flitting over to the amateur side and she wants to go to the Olympics. She's got very much a pro style, and I think she's a shoo-in to win world titles because Jones herself brought an awful lot of energy. She's the younger woman by 6 years, only 25. She came forward, throwing lots of punches, looking to sort of swarm Beatriz Ferreira. It was an 8-rounder, so it's 2-8, that's 16 minutes of fighting. And Destiny Jones, she didn't stop throwing punches. She didn't stop trying to win. And that gave Beatriz Ferreira something to think about. So Ferreira was having to really box on the back foot, maybe pace herself a little bit, counter punch well. Both these girls are orthodox fighters. And gradually, Jones' gas tank sort of lowered, and inevitably, as she was trying so hard, she was trying to force Ferreira to fight at a pace she didn't want, trying to make her uncomfortable. She did that in little pockets of these rounds, and then in the I think it was the fifth round, she did cut Beatriz, and Beatriz, for the rest of the fight, it wasn't like that the cut was bothering her that much. But the fact that she'd been put in that position after having things her own way and looking extremely impressive in her previous fights, it did give her a little question to answer. And she answered it very, very well, because in the sixth round, after the cut, she boxed beautifully and really started to chop down the constantly on-rushing Destiny Jones. Jones probably looked at this fight. This was her first 8-rounder. She probably looked at it and thought 16 minutes, that's a sprint rather than a marathon. So I'm just going to go all out for it, give her hell, and she desperately tried to do that. But I'll tell you what, if in a boxing ring, a minute can seem like 10 minutes if you're fighting at that pace. And there's no doubt that Ferreira, with all her experience, was able to control the pace of the fight in a sense. She was able, even though Jones was trying to force the issue, Beatriz Ferreira was able to counterpunch beautifully, keep out of trouble. I don't think Jones at any point hurt Ferreira. Ferreira, from the sixth round onwards, started to clip Jones quite heavily, and certainly in the seventh round, there was, she sort of upped the ante, went through the gears. Even though she was still predominantly counter-punching, they were really hurtful, heavy shots, and you could see Jones was beginning to unravel. And then right at the end of the seventh round, Beatriz Ferreira landed a big left hook that put Jones on her back. And Jones, a lot of it was exhaustion. I mean, it was a genuine heavy knockdown, but she got up, she stepped to the side, made it to the end of the round, got back to her corner. The doctor was in the corner, looking at her. The bell did go for the eighth round, but it looked to me like Jones was mildly concussed, to put it mildly. The doctor took her over to the corner. The referee took her over to the corner. The doctor had another look at her, and the fight was stopped right at the start of the eighth round. And I think that was an excellent piece of refereeing. I really do, because it looked to me like Jones was she hadn't recovered from that knockdown. She was there for the taking, and why see her take extra punishment? When I gave her the 5th round, there were another one of the earlier rounds you could call either way. There's no doubt the quality and the sort of well-schooled, punch flow was coming from Beatriz Ferreira. But in the early rounds, first 3-4 rounds, Jones was there, giving it everything. But I think Beatriz Ferreira, even though she's concentrating for the foreseeable future on the amateur game, wanting to go to the Olympics again, she has been amateur world champ as well. I think as a pro, she's got the right style, and I think she can certainly go on and win world titles. This was a super featherweight contest, and look out for that name, Beatriz Ferreira, because I think she's really, really good. All right, if you saw this fight, leave some comments and I'll answer them. I'll have a read of them. And yeah, thanks for your time as always. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button and spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. Much appreciated. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.